Hi, this is Moumita Rahman, the immigration attorney, here to help you navigate this complex world of immigration. I know that everyone here has been desperately hungry for some news about the immigration reform. We have pretty much been promised some sort of immigration reform by the Democrats, and the bill that came out in January did not disappoint. It pretty much gives a blanket amnesty to all persons who are not citizens or green card holders in the U.S. some sort of legal status. And that is the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021. However, it is so big, it is so broad, I'm not too sure what the hopes are of getting it passed. But inside this big act, there are smaller pieces of legislation, and today, 2 of these acts are actually up for a vote in the House of Representatives. So let's get right to it. But before I go any further, thank you so much for watching me. I really hope that you have been enjoying the videos that I put out. And if you like the content that I provide, I have one favor to ask of you, and that is please subscribe to my page, please subscribe to my channel, and share my videos with your friends who you think might benefit from my news. All right, so let's talk about it. What is up for a vote in front of the House today? There are 2 important pieces of legislation that are up for a vote, but I want you to keep in mind, remember, a vote in front of the House that passes must still vote in front of the Senate before it can be signed into law. And it is widely expected that these 2 acts will be passing the House. However, the vote in front of the Senate will be a much bigger battle. Today, the House of Representatives will be voting on the American Promises and Dream Act of 2021, as well as the Farm Workforce Modernization Act. Each of these 2 acts brings with it some incredible benefits. Chiefly, together they will provide an estimated 4.4 million persons in the U.S. a pathway to citizenship. That is amazing news. So let's talk about the American Dream and Promise Act of 2021. One thing that you should know is that part of this actually went for a vote in front of the House back in 2009 as the Dream Act, and it was passed by the House. However, it met an incredible roadblock in front of the Senate and did not pass, which is ultimately why we currently have DACA, or the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. That was an executive order signed by President Obama, and now why we have all these dreamers across the U.S. who are making big changes in American society. But the American Dream and Promise Act of 2021 goes much further than the Dream Act, and it actually provides a pathway to a green card and U.S. citizenship for all arrivals in the U.S. under the age of 18 as of January 1st, 2021, as well as persons who currently hold temporary protected status and deferred enforced departure. There are certain educational requirements that dreamers need to meet, which persons who hold TPS do not. So make sure you hit up my other video that I already put out that talks more in depth about what the requirements are to find out more. The second act that is up for a vote in front of the House today is the Farm Workforce Modernization Act of 2021. And this is really important because it does provide a way to get a green card for the many agricultural laborers and workers that we have in the U.S. that are immigrants. We need to really take a moment to appreciate this because farm workers and all the laborers taking care of harvesting, growing, and bringing food to our tables deserve special recognition. Now, at the outset, this act does seem to not really provide a great deal of benefit because what it really does is it lifts certain restrictions on the seasonal farm workers program known as H-2A for seasonal laborers, and it makes it a little bit easier for those workers to maintain a status. But here is the thing. An agricultural worker underneath this program would be eligible to apply for a green card after working for 8 more years in the agricultural field and paying a penalty to apply for a green card. That means that they, along with their spouses and children, would be entitled to get a green card through this act. So I'm really thrilled. What should we expect today? I'm assuming that by the time you watch this video, the House will already have voted yes to the American Promises and Dream Act of 2021. There is a great deal of support for this, and even though there are some Republicans that will say no, the majority of persons in the House of Representatives will say yes. However, like I said, we still have to wait to see what happens in the Senate. But what I do expect is this. There is a great deal of support already for Dreamers. And I do expect that that portion of the American Dream and Promises Act to pass. Whether the part granting residency and citizenship to persons holding temporary protected status or TPS will pass, I'm not 100% sure. However, let's see what happens. And as soon as I find out anything more, I will go ahead and be back here to report to you the news. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. This video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. For proper legal advice on your case, please call us to set up a consultation.